Greetings, my name is Steve Harbin. I work with Jumpstart. I want to talk to you today about employment pre-release. Just to give you a little idea where I'm coming from, my SCDC number is 189397. I am a former resident of the Department of Corrections, and what I am going to share with you today, you should be able to get a copy of from your pre-release coordinator or from your caseworker. Everything I'm going over with you is in writing, and you should receive a copy of it. Everything that is on this thing, I have basically tried. It's tried and true. It's proven to work. So I want to be here to assist you and help you. But the bottom line is, it's really left up to you to make this thing work. So we're going to start. When you get ready to get out, you're going to need to get a job. In order to assist you in getting a job, I will encourage you to go to the Department of Employment and Workforce, but also a big helpful resource is Goodwill. Goodwill job links, Goodwill job connections offices throughout South Carolina. You will have a sheet that will have the address of the Goodwill, their phone number, and their hours of operation. If you do not see one in your immediate area, call the one closest to you and ask them for assistance. They will be able to help you. These offices help lots of people, particularly those coming out of jail, those coming out of prison, those who need work. They will help you with job leads, job referrals, different resources. They will give you computer access. They will help you with phone, and they will help you with the fax. And there is no cost for this service. So I encourage you, contact the Goodwill offices in your area is a good starting point in addition to the Department of Employment and Workforce. So let's get started. Everybody I'm talking to, including myself, has a criminal record. The next page that you're going to be looking at is a copy, how to obtain a copy of your Sled report. Your Sled report, you get the official one from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. You can do this online, or you can fill out the form, mail it to them with a self-addressed stamped envelope and a check or a money order for $25, and they will get it back to you. The easiest way to do this is to do it online. Let me encourage you, if you are going to do it online or any other way, be sure you have the form filled out correctly. They need your full name, your date of birth, and your social security number. It's not rocket science. You should have that information. If you do it online, however, be sure that your name is spelled correctly, that your date of birth is correct, and that your social security number is correct. They will ask you to verify that at least twice. The reason they encourage you to do it, and I encourage you to do it, is it's going to cost you $25 to get this information. If you mess up the spelling of your name, if you mess up your date of birth, if you mess up your social security number and you hit that last button where you pay for this, there's no do-overs. Each do-over costs an additional $25. So verify the information. Here again, the best way to do it is online. The instructions, if you don't want to do it online, are in the form, and all you need is your name, date of birth, social security number, and you'll be good to go. This is your official criminal record, which will include any time you have been arrested only in South Carolina. So if you've been arrested in other states, you need to contact them or go through NCIC, but for the majority of us, Sled is where you want to go. You want to get a copy of this for several reasons. Number one, you will see what everyone else is going to know when they pull a copy of your criminal record, and you will have the facts right in front of you. So get a copy of it. Then we can proceed on to the next step. After you get a copy of your criminal record, you want to look it over. You want to make sure that you actually did what's on there. You may have things on there that you didn't do. A lot of identity theft going on. You may want to check that and make sure that you have been charged and what's on those and on that record is what you actually did. If not, then you're going to have to contact Sled, the solicitor's office, and get some things taken care of. So be sure that all that information is accurate. Then you can take it to the next level. What you want to be able to do is to see if there's any charges on there. The charges were dismissed, no process, or you went to court and were found not guilty. Those are very important. It is a copy of your arrest record. If for any reason you went to court and the charges were dismissed, no processed, or you went into the courtroom and actually had a trial and they found you not guilty, you can get those records expunged or taken off of your criminal record, normally at no cost to you. That's a good thing, but only for those three things as far as dismissed, no processed, and not guilty, and it cannot be part of a plea bargain. Contact your solicitor's office. They can work with you to expunge those records. There are a few other items that can come off of your criminal record, and they are listed on the sheet, but each one of those is going to cost you a minimum of $310 per charge. So do the easy stuff first. Go to the solicitor's office in the county where you were arrested. If you've been arrested in more than one county, for example, if you've been arrested in Greenville and Spartanburg, or you've been arrested in Richland and Lexington counties, you have to go to each solicitor's office to get these records expunged. Give you the hot tip. Before you go to the solicitor's office to get your record expunged, be very sure you do not have any outstanding warrants. Because if you go to that solicitor's office and you've got outstanding warrants, it's going to be a very long day. So be sure of that. But what an expungement is, it's actually the destruction of your criminal records. There's only a few things that can be expunged from your record. They are listed on that sheet of paper. If you go to the solicitor's office and they tell you there's some charges that aren't on there that you may be able to get expunged, don't fall for it. If they tell you there's a burglary, you might be able to get that burglary taken off, or that assault charge, or that trafficking charge, we might be able to get that expunged for you. It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna lose $310. So stick to the facts. The facts are on that sheet. Those are the only things that can be expunged. That's one of the best things to be able to help you clean up your criminal record. If you are a youthful offender, there are some different rules that apply. Here again, you need to be in touch with the actual solicitor's office in your county to make sure those can be expunged. But try to get your record updated and expunge anything that can come off of your criminal record. The next best thing you can do if you can't get your charges expunged is right down in the next column there where it says pardon. Every one of us is eligible for a pardon. Pardons are simple, pardons are easy to do, but there are rules and regulations to get a pardon. I encourage you to successfully get a pardon. Key word there, trick word, to successfully get a pardon, it is to your advantage to wait for 5 years after you are completely off of paper. That is what they would base a lot of their decisions on, is where have you been and what have you done for the last 5 years to help yourself to be an asset to the community. Pardons are simple though. Pardons are very easy. Pardon applications only 2 pages long. It's not rocket science. What you're going to need is 3 written letters of reference from people in the community who will attest that you're a good person. Very easy to do, but you must get them to write the letters. The letters should come to you so that you can submit them with your pardon package. So number one, the most important thing is really right now is to get 3 written letters of reference. The next part of that is the information for your pardon application. You have to be sure that you are completely off the paper. You can't have any outstanding fines. You can't have any outstanding fees. You can't have any outstanding restitution. Everything must be paid off. One of the first things that this Pardon Probation Pro will do is they will check with the clerk of court's office in every county to make sure that you don't have any fines or restitution outstanding fees. Once that comes back, then you're ready to process the application. Along with the letters of reference, you need to send them a check, money order, business check, money order, cashier's check made payable to South Carolina Pardon, Probation, and Parole. You can get your entire record, whether you've got 1 charge, whether you got a 22-page rap sheet. You can get all crimes pardoned at one time for a $100 fee total. $100. 3 professional references and a completed pardon application. You do that, the process is real simple. After they verify the information, they will contact you normally within 7 to 9 months after you have processed the application. There's a waiting list. What will happen is they will send you a letter notifying you that you have a hearing. You have an option. You can come to the hearing or you cannot come to the hearing. If you speak well and can answer just a couple of simple questions, go to the hearing, make a good presentation. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you don't have to be there. You do not have to have a lawyer to get a pardon. I encourage you, apply for it. 5-year rule of thumb, because on the pardon application it asks, what have you been doing for the last 5 years? Where have your residence been? If you have had a stable job, employment, if you've had a stable place to live, chances are really good to get a pardon. Approximately 70% of the people that go up for pardons get them first time. If you are unsuccessful in getting a pardon, you can reapply. But a pardon will give you back all of your constitutional rights, including if you have been convicted of non-violent crimes, and get a pardon, you can legally possess a firearm in the state of South Carolina. So pardons are good. A pardon does not expunge your criminal record, however. A pardon, when you get it, if you bring back up your criminal record after you received your pardon, it will still show your crimes, but it is important that it will say pardoned by each crime. That's why I say get your criminal record from Sled and list everything on that pardon application. That way it'll all be done at one time. So go for the gold. Do it the right way, do it the easy way, and follow those simple rules. Then one of the big questions we get in South Carolina, can convicted felons vote? Absolutely, yes. You can vote if you are a convicted felon in South Carolina if you are at least 18 years old, a resident of the state of South Carolina, and not been proven mentally incompetent. Or if your crime had something to do with voting. That is something that will disqualify you. But if you have been convicted of a crime, have completed your entire sentence, including probation, parole, and received a pardon, either or. If you've served your sentence, including probation and parole, or have received a pardon, you will be eligible to register to vote in South Carolina, and you will be able to vote. Go for the pardon. The expungement's the best thing you can do, but then after you get it cleaned up, go for the pardon. The people at your institution will be able to help you, and this is very important, this next page and these next steps. There is a United States federal program called the Federal Bonding Program. You go to get a job, an employer says, we can't hire you because you have a criminal record. Normally, that is not true. I can verify that. I owned an employment agency after I got out of prison for almost 14 years. Most companies, the reason they won't hire you is their bonding company will not bond you, or it's what they call be insured against fiduciary liability. Get with your person at your institution, your pre-release coordinator, your caseworker. You are eligible for a United States program called the Federal Bonding Program. The federal government will insure you and your employer against loss. I encourage you, this is a free service. It is because you are a privileged class. You are entitled to 2 federal programs that will help you get a job. The first one is the Federal Bonding Program, which says that you will work and that if anything happens, that the federal government will reimburse the company for it. For example, if you get a job and for some reason the devil gets to working on you and you open up a cabinet there at work or something and you see a new laptop and you want to acquire that laptop and take it out and sell it, well, a couple things are going to happen. If you do that, probably you're going to end up going back to jail. Second thing that's going to happen is the company you work for is going to file a claim with the federal bonding company, and the federal bonding company will reimburse them for the cost of that laptop. All it is basically is insuring you and insuring the company. So federal bonding program is very beneficial to you. You need to remember that because we're going to discuss that again a little bit later on. A little bit further down on that page is what they call the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. The Work Opportunity Tax Credit, a little bit further down, is a program that's put up by the federal government. In addition to the federal bonding program, the company that hires you is entitled to at least a $2,400 tax credit just for giving you a job, for hiring you. They get $2,400. It's just a matter of the company filling out a little bit of paperwork, answering about 5 questions, mailing it back into the Department of Employment and Workforce, and the company will be reimbursed for at least $2,400 that they will get just for hiring you. So it's a win-win situation. So remember that federal bonding program and the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. We're going to need to discuss that, and we will discuss that a little bit further on. If you do not have information on that before you get out, contact at the bottom of the page there, the Department of Employment and Workforce, the main numbers there in Columbia, main phone number, an email address. They will work with you as far as getting you bonded and taking advantage of the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. On the next page, very important document, If you are at pre-release, either at Camille Graham or at Manning, your caseworker will give you this form with your name on it. It is from the federal government that states that you are eligible for participation in the federal bonding program. Keep that form with you so that you can show it to an employer. They will give you a stack of them. At the Department of Employment and Workforce, or your caseworker may give you a few of them. Get several of them and keep one at home so that you will have it in case you lose that one. But that's very important. That federal bonding voucher, they will sign the bottom of it, and that will be very important to assisting you in getting a job. Moving on down to the nitty gritty now. This is where it gets good. You go to a job interview, and you fill out an application. There's a few things you're going to need to know and do. As I told you, I owned an employment agency for 14 years. I was a headhunter. I was a recruiter. I trained people to answer questions as far as for employment because my paycheck depended on that, and I wanted them to get jobs. So take it one step at a time. The first step is you're going to fill out an employment application, and somewhere on that employment application, it's going to ask you probably about convictions or arrests or things like that. Hot tip. If you see something on your employment application that says, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Have you ever been convicted of anything other than a misdemeanor? Have you been convicted of a felony? And you answer that question truthfully. If the answer to that question is yes, you hit the box that says yes. On that form, though, there's going to be one line underneath it that says explain. On that one line, I encourage you to put will explain at interview, and then a hash mark that says I am bondable. That's all you need to basically put on there as far as explaining. Do not put a bunch of initials. Do not put a bunch of crimes. Wait for the job interview. Then when you get to the job interview, then they're going to ask you the questions. And they're going to ask you simple questions, but each simple question has a definite answer to it. And how you answer it's going to determine whether or not you get the job. Most people talk themselves out of jobs. And there's a few fine points that I want to share on this form with you. Why are you looking for a job? So I can use my skills and abilities to contribute to the company and support my family and me. Put it in your own words. Why are you looking for a job? So I can support myself and my family. Keep it simple. If they want more information, they will ask you, but keep it simple. Next type of question is, what type of work are you looking for? Tell them what you're good at. I'm good at painting. I'm good at electrical. I'm good at cooking. I'm good with numbers. I'm good with my hands. Don't tell them, oh, I can do anything. Nobody can do everything. You want to be specific. If you're going to a warehouse company looking for materials management job, you want to tell them about inventory control, any scanning abilities you have, any warehouse work you've done, forklift operator. If you're going to an electrical company, you talk about your electrical skills. If you're going for a file and clerk job, if you're going for a secretarial job, tell them about your computer skills. Keep it relevant to what you are doing, but name basically 3 things that you can do. Question number 3 is a trick question. Simple question. Do you have transportation to get to work? The answer to that question is always yes. The real question they are asking you is, if we hire you, can you get here? That's what that bottom line question is. So you want to tell them, yes, I have transportation to get to work. Don't blurt out, oh, well, I don't have a driver's license and I have my driver's license suspended. They don't care. They want to know that you can get to work. So the answer to that question is yes. If they happen to ask you if you have a driver's license and you don't, you tell them, I can get to work. I live on the bus line. I can catch a cab. I've got a bicycle. My wife can bring me. My girlfriend can bring me. Somebody can get me there. They want to know, do you have transportation to get to work? Yes. Next question, what pay range are you looking for? Anytime you negotiate money, whoever speaks first usually loses. So what pay range are you looking for? Give them a pay range. I would like to have something between this and that. But the best answer to that question immediately is you want to know what's on the table. So what pay range are you looking for? Answer, I'm flexible. What does the job pay? A lot of times they'll give you a range. Do not put minimum. I'm looking for the minimum salary. No. You want to tell them what range you're looking for, because you're always applying for two jobs, the one you know about, the one you don't know about. And a lot of people get hired on jobs that they didn't really know about, that they are a better fit for. So when it starts talking money, I'm flexible. What does the job pay? Give them a range. But you can tell them on your last full-time job, whatever it was, I was at, $7.50, I was at $12, I was at $25, but give them a range. Question number 5, trick question. Do you prefer to work alone or as part of a team? Employers want people who are flexible and who are adaptable. So when they ask you which you prefer, you give them both answers, but you tell them which you prefer. Do you prefer to work alone or as part of a team? I prefer to work alone, but I can work effectively as part of a team. Or you can spice it up a little bit. I prefer to work alone. I'm confident of my skills and abilities. You give me the proper tools and instructions, I can get the job done. But I work well with people. I get along with people. I can help them. They can help me. We will learn from each other. That will get you a long way. But if you prefer to work with a team and not so much alone, then you switch it around. I prefer to work as a team, part of a team. I can help others. They can help me. We can learn from each other. So I prefer to work with a team, but you give me the proper tools and instructions and I can go out and get the job done alone. Tell them which one you want, but give them both answers. Number 6, what motivates you? Tell them a challenge. Don't say money. The only time you ever say money is if it's a commission job or a marketing job or your own commission. They're looking for money motivated individuals. But for the other 99% of the world out there, tell them what motivates you, a challenge, doing a job well, getting positive results. It works. Hopefully you're sincere and honest when you tell them that, but that's what they want to hear. Then number 7, somewhere down the line, it's going to get to the thing where they may ask you, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And they look at your application and says, well, I see you've been convicted of something. Tell me about it. This is what you want to tell them. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? The next question they're going to have is, tell me about it. Less is more. The less you say, the better it is. The more you say, the worse it gets. You might want to tell them something like, tell me about it. I made a mistake. It involved drugs or it involved alcohol. I learned a valuable lesson. That's behind me now. I'm no longer that person. Keep it short and sweet. They're really not interested in your crime. To be perfectly honest with you, they are not really interested in your crime. It's kind of like the scales of justice. You go into an organization and they start asking you about your crime. Well, tell me about it. And then all they keep harping on is the crime and the crime and the crime. When it shows they're interested in the crime, that means they ain't interested in you. So if they mention the crime and then they start asking you questions about yourself, that's a good thing. So remember, when you're talking about your crime, whether you're in SCDC, whether you're looking for a job, whether you're in a courtroom, the more you say, the worse it gets. Keep it on the facts. And if you keep talking about your crime, you will talk yourself out of a job. So getting down to the rest of the end of the questions there, At the end of every interview, they usually ask you, do you have any questions about the job? Do you have anything you want to tell me about yourself? Any questions about the company? This is where you close the deal. This is where you seal it. This will make you very attractive to them because you're going to tell them exactly what they want to hear, and you are going to be honest and sincere about it. So you've got to know what to say. Here's what to say. Do you have any questions about the job? Do you have any questions about the company? Is there anything you want to tell me about yourself? This is what you tell them. Put it in your own words, but you want to tell them this. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today, and I want you to know that I have the skills and abilities to do this job. I'm a dependable person. You can count on me, and I will give you my best effort every day. Now, anybody that's had any job training is going to tell them those three things. I have the skills and abilities to do the job. I'm a dependable person. You can count on me, and I'll give you my best effort every day. But we are a protected class. We can offer an employer two things other people out there right now cannot offer them, and that is the federal bonding program and the work opportunity tax credit. So in order to fully close the deal, you add a little bit to it. You tell them the first part and then you close it, and this is the way that should go. You have any questions about the job? You have any questions about the company? Anything you want to tell me about yourself? And you answer. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. And I want to let you know I have the skills and abilities to do this job. I'm a dependable person. You can count on me, and I'll give you my best effort every day. In addition to that, I am bondable at no cost to you, and you are entitled to at least a $2,400 tax credit just for giving me an opportunity. It's a win-win situation. Then shut up. Let them make their decision and move on. So that's basically as far as the employment. There's a few other things I encourage you to do. Two of the most important things you can do as far as planning for release day. Pre-release starts the day you came to prison, not a week before you walk out the door. So be sure when you get ready to walk out the door that you have at least two forms of identification. Hopefully you will have at least a prison ID with your picture on it. You must get a social security card and you must get a birth certificate. If you don't have those, it's going to take you at least a month or so to get those documents. Start now. Get it. Get your social security card and get a birth certificate. If you are from out of state and you don't know how to get a birth certificate, the best place to contact is a company called Vital Check. Right there. That's the one that a lot of charities use. It is legal. It is not a scam. Use Vital Check. They can usually get your birth certificate from any place in the United States within a week to 10 days. And depending on what the state's charges, it runs anywhere from $25 to basically $50. But it's something you need to do. If you try to go to the state place, if you were in Massachusetts or California or Florida or something, it may take you a couple of months to get it. Go through Vital Check, get that information. When you have a release plan, plan out what you're going to do, where you're going to go. I suggest you go to South Carolina Works. I suggest you have a federal bonding voucher. I suggest that you have your work opportunity tax credit information, that you go to the work innovation and opportunity people, which is the same place and as the Department of Employment and Workforce, but social services can help you with that, and also Goodwill can help you with that. If you need training, hey, go to Voc Rehab, check with them, check with people as far as being able to get your bus vouchers, different modes of transportation. The area Goodwills will help you with all this. Remember, You have to have a plan when you get out. Work the plan, write it down on a piece of paper so that you don't get bumfuzzled. You're going to have a lot of things thrown at you when you walk out that door. Have it written down, have a plan, have contacts. We are here to help you. Jumpstart is here to help you. If you need help planning or help when you get out, you can contact Jumpstart. We will be ready to assist you. We're not going to do it for you. Just like your caseworker, just like the pre-release coordinator. We're not going to do it for you. We are here to assist you and give you a roadmap basically to becoming successful. And that's what we do. Ultimately, it's left up to you. And as I like to tell people, there's only one person standing in your way to a successful future, and that person's you. Get her done. That's all I got. Thank you very much. Wishing you the best. Take care.